Sportsnet, plus this hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in the new president, general manager, vice president. I guess are we getting rid of presidents now? Well, around the league?
Our good friend Luke Robka is the president.
I know, but in general, you think we're going to start weeding them out?
MLSC sure is. No more Shannon or Ujiri, so.
Just noticing your J's hat there. It's a classic ball hat.
Thank you. I have a lot.
That will be then the vice president of the LA Kings, Ken Holland, will join us.
Awesome.
All right, so breaking news. We saw Kevin Weeks throwing something out there, and our very own Elliot Friedman. Do we have confirmation on a Mr. Nick Ehlers?
Yes.
The email release just hit my inbox as well, so it is now officially out there.
All right.
Signed with the Carolina Hurricanes.
6 years, $8.5 million per season, $51 million. He becomes their second highest paid player. Sebastian Aho makes $9.7. Yeah, I was saying to Sam before we came on, they still have $10 million in cap space after this signing with a full roster. So they got lots of, I don't know if they have the top end guys. Some of the teams that we've seen have playoff success, but they got a lot of guys, man. A lot of good players.
I cannot believe the money that Carolina is spending, because we have talked in the past about Tom Dundon being a guy that makes you work extremely hard to get your money. Most notably his head coach, Rod Brindamore, who has been negotiating for probably 4 years before he finally settled in on his contract. I don't think he's remotely close to being the highest paid coach in the league anyways, but now we're watching him spend, I don't know, on two guys over $100 million in Nick Ehlers and, of course, Keandre Miller.
Well, and they gave another $50 million to Stengel. So they committed.
Wow.
Yeah, they committed all that money over the next, 6, 7, and 8 years. So long-term plans, and the idea is that, to be competitive in this league, those are going to be value contracts.
I wonder in that dressing room where some guys have been told that you needed to take less. And I put Slavin right there. Slavin had a very good reputation for being this up-and-coming great defenseman in the league. I don't know, at the point where he was negotiating his long-term 8-year deal, a year and a half ago, that anybody would say, well, this guy's going to win a Norris one day. But he blossomed in the Four Nations. And now he's locked in at a contract that today would have been worth 10 or 11 million bucks.
And I think that's what Carolina wants to do. They want to see these guys and pay them before the breakout happens, before you have to go, oh, now he's a 10 or 11 million dollar guy. So that's what good GMs do.
I know it is. I get it. Yeah. I just think that, for a guy like Keandre Miller now to become the highest paid defenseman on the team, I hope he can act like the best defenseman on the team.
Yeah. They're paying him to be the 40th best D in the league, by contract price or whatever it is. But yeah, certainly you have expectations when you sign a $60 million contract. Not nothing.
A lot of fabulous work to lose to the Florida Panthers in 5 games in the conference final.
Well, and that's part of this too. Is, I think they're better than they were.
Sure.
They're trying to get closer.
But if I'm going to get through the Panthers, I'm not going to be I'm signing Ehlers and Keandre Miller. That's not the guys I'm going
Who would you have signed as UFAs?
Well, no, I know what you mean. But those aren't the type of players that is known as success.
Where does Nick Ehlers fall in now? Because he's paid like a top winger right now, right? And
what do you think 8.5 puts in the league?
Was the question? He was not one of their top players in Winnipeg. He fit in on the depth chart. Where was he on the depth chart in Winnipeg? 5, 6, or 7?
Yeah, I don't know in terms of usage yet.
Yeah. All right, we'll pick up this conversation. In the meantime, let's welcome in Ken Holland, General Manager, Vice President of the LA Kings. Ken, thanks for joining us, man. I imagine, the last couple of days, pretty interesting for you and your new hockey club.
Yeah, it really was probably a couple of weeks in advance leading up to July 1st, doing all the preparation and meeting with the people and going through our cap and what things we wanted to accomplish. Lots of talks with other general managers about trades. Ultimately did something with Steve Staios in Ottawa, and we're pleased with where we're at. Looking forward to getting to training camp. I'll work the phones a little bit over the summer to see if somebody slips through the cracks, but we feel good where we're at.
I want to get into a few names for sure, and the decisions to add depth to your blue line. But just first of all, Ken, just take us back a little bit and where you were when you left Edmonton and the thought of, what's next for Ken Holland. I got to tell you, buddy, if I had your Stanley Cups and your success under my belt, and most importantly, your money, Ken, if I really had your money, I wouldn't have touched another job like this with a 10-foot pole. So why another crack at running a hockey club now?
When we got into February and March, actually my wife asked me how I was thinking. Cindy and I said that I kind of had the itch, and if the phone rang with the right opportunity, I'd be interested. LA was a perfect fit for a whole lot of reasons, personally, professionally. Professionally, I had a relationship with Luc Robitaille. It's a good hockey team, great ownership. Lots of really good players here. Rob Blake and his people have done a real good job at rebuilding the team. Personally, it's out west, and we're Western people. When I'm on a road trip, it's easy for my wife to jump on a plane and fly to Calgary to see our daughters and grandchildren, or go to our place in British Columbia. And we expect to have lots of company down here. So I wanted to make sure that the move was good, not only for me, but for my wife. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity and see if I can make a little bit of a difference here.
Ken, I'm a Western guy myself. It's been fun following your career. I remember you used to be around the rink when I was at the Vernon Vipers back in the day, and seeing all the success you've had. So, with you staying out west, how quick is this how easy is the transition from Edmonton to LA been? You probably knew the Kings roster and players as well as you did any other team in the league.
Yeah, obviously we have played the three series against them the three previous years. So, you know what? I watched a ton of hockey this year, and I watched, I'd say 6 to 8 teams closer than the others. LA was one of them, because of Warren Fogle and former Oiler, and it's out west, and I could kind of finish my night scouting with a game from the West Coast. So between our series and then watching them a lot this year, I had a real good feel for the team.
Well, I don't want to come in dead last. That was my goal probably for not the last couple of years, but 5 years before that. I just didn't want to come in dead last. But you know what? Man, it's so much fun here. I want to give a shout out to Harris, American Century. It's just a great week for everybody, and I'm having a blast.
Chuck, obviously we're going to talk about the NBA and a busy offseason. I want to get your early impressions of the Rockets acquiring Kevin Durant. How does that change the Western Conference now in your mind?
Well, the Rockets look great on paper. Kevin's a great player. I thought the Nuggets got better. They had to add some depth. OKC is the best team in the world. We know that for a fact. But I thought the Rockets they're having a great summer. I think the Nuggets are having a great summer. The East is going to be crazy. I mean, if you would ask me right now who's going to win the East, I could put a bunch of teams in his hat and pull one and make a good case for anybody. So the East is going to be amazing. But everybody trying to gain on OKC, I saw they signed their 3 best players. But they're going to be tough to beat. But the Rockets and the Nuggets had a great summer.
All right, I got to ask you, what's a bigger surprise? You eventually now and inside the NBA coming to ESPN and you working at ESPN, or Michael Jordan joining NBC as a studio analyst? The biggest upset, which one?
Probably, well, number one, it's going to be an honor and a privilege to work for ESPN. They're the greatest sports network ever. And now, obviously, I was surprised that Michael's going to do NBC, but I think it's great for the NBA. In my opinion, no disrespect to Kobe or LeBron, I think Michael's the greatest player who ever played. And if you can have that guy part of your basketball family on a more regular basis, it's going to be really cool. And yeah, I'm shocked. I got to admit I was shocked because he probably had many times to come back. But you know what? It's great for the NBA.
Well, it's great to have you guys as part of our family, but we have to talk about one issue. You're joining ESPN, but Dan Orlovsky was pretty ticked off that you won a Sports Emmy over him. You have anything to say to our guy Dan Orlovsky after you beat him out on a Sports Emmy?
Well, first of all, I want to say welcome back, Jay Harris, one of my favorite people at ESPN. Glad to have Jay back. Listen, Dan.
Yes.
Relax. You go with Dan. I always send Dan texts. He does a fabulous job on NFL Live. I don't know why he's mad at me. I don't get a vote. He should be mad at the other people who voted for him. But you know what's crazy? I thought it was stupid. I thought it was stupid that we got paid a lot of money to talk about sports. Now I think it's even more stupid than giving us trophies. So, relax.
Chuck, hit him straight. By the way, I love your sentiment with our guy Jay Harris. Great to see him back and healthy. We all love Jay. And by the way, welcome to the ESPN family, the entire Inside the NBA crew. Thank you so much for joining us. And you're not gonna finish last in Tahoe. I promise you that.
I promise you that. I'm honored to come work for ESPN. Thank you.
Jonathan in Maryland's been hanging on. Phone lines are lit, by the way, which I think is awesome, since we all will be tomorrow. What's going on, Jonathan? What? Is this thing on?
This is definitely on. You're in vacay mode.
What's up, Jonathan?
I was wondering, take out the team, the NBA team that you root for. I'm a Celtics fan. Take that out of the discussion, just based on what you think would be good for stories for the NBA. Is it not obvious that LeBron needs to go to Cleveland, win a championship, and end his career there? I mean, the East is weak. I'm a Celtics fan. We're not going to be good this year. He needs to go to Cleveland, win a championship, retire, and that ends it. Isn't that the only possible option? He's not going to win one in LA.
First of all, you know, I guess. I mean, if you're from Ohio, you know what I mean?
It's perfect for them.
If you're New York, what better way is than to go to New York, do it in the Mecca, and get the Knicks in the Canyon of Heroes? I mean, and suddenly he's a guy that that there's a meal that he won't ever purchase again in New York, Miami, hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, or I guess home state of Ohio, and here in Los Angeles. I mean, to be very honest with you, Jonathan, that's what I'm thinking. You know, like
but you're
go
a
to
Knicks
the
fan,
Knicks.
so you would think that.
Well, I mean, I guess it's storybook, right? That the kid from Akron, who actually did one for Cleveland before he retires, goes back to Cleveland. But you know, that's my 2 cents on it, and I appreciate the call and the food for thought, Jonathan. You know, I mean, but DeAndre Ayton is coming. Like that business with it is the Dodgers cap an indication of his thoughts, but yeah.
What's happening?
No, I know that. And so what?
2-year deal.
They now have the first and third overall picks of the 2018 NBA draft.
This is now the ninth first overall pick that LeBron has played with.
Is that right? And maybe, he'll take Spike Zempic, but for his attitude. Right?
Sure.
Luka's got on Spike Zempic for the Mavericks. People who are like, you drink too much. You're not taking care of your body.
He's European.
You're always falling apart at the end of the season. Take care of your body now. So he's on Spike Zempic. He looks great. Maybe DeAndre Ayton can take, what Moda Zempic?
Add to Zempic.
Added to Zempic?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a long. I mean, we're spitballing here for RES Consulting.
A lot of times these drugs don't make any sense.
Because that's the whole business. It's just like, in the same way that when Luka is done with the Mavericks, when the Mavericks are done with him, it's just like, yeah, there were concerns about signing him to the Supermax contract because of his body shape.
Conditioning.
To use an old ESPN2 phrase. Body shaping. You're not going to see Luka on body shaping in 1997 on ESPN2 at 10:30 in the morning.
Luka and Kiana Tom.
I'll say your name one more time. Corey.
Flex appeal.
And you're hearing, Ayton had a terrible attitude, complained when he was taken out of games,
slam chairs,
late for flights, late for meetings.
Brockman does that when we go to break sometimes, so he slams chairs.
So, hear me out. Let's say DeAndre Ayton plays to his capabilities.
Okay.
Can we just do this right?
Sure.
Him, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, Luka, year 2 of Connect. Where else am I going here? Add another player here or there.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not. That's not the top. Who am I?
I pick up what you're putting.
Bronny.
Stop it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm putting together a team that last year.
That's a top 6 in the West.
Right? That's a playoff team.
Sure.
And we've seen playoff teams catch fire in a way.
They're not in the play-in. They're a firm top 6.
And let's see a Spike Zempic Luka, right? Let's see.